In this video, we're talking endgame content and all the weekly quests and things that you can do after you hit level 80 in the War Within. The first thing you should know is that Season 1 is starting on September 10th for US servers and 11th for EU servers. I don't know, there's like, it's always been this way. Okay, so we get normal and heroic raids on this date. We get Raid Finder Wing 1 opening. We get Mythic 0 dungeons, no Mythic Plus just yet. This is going to come with the heroic seasonal dungeons that we'll be performing within, Mythic and heroic. We're also going to get up to tier 11 delves, which is going to be the highest item level gear that you can get until the following week. We're getting a new world boss this week, as well as PvP Season 1 starting too. 1 week later, we'll be getting Mythic Raid difficulty unlocked, as well as Mythic Plus dungeons appearing. We'll get the Raid Finder Wing 2 and Raid Story Mode, which is a new experience through the raids. And after this, you'll get Raid Finder Wing 3. Now, once you hit Renown 4 on all the different factions, there is a new quest called The Fleet Arrives, and this is a quest that continues a secondary campaign for the War Within taking place in Dornogal at this location right over here. This will take you through how to use the, Storm Rider mount, as well as taking you on to a spy mission into Azj-Kahet and so on and so forth. This is something that's very easily missed because that icon on the map in Dornogal just blends in way too well. You'll also be getting weekly quests within Dornogal itself, so you'll see if you go here where the innkeeper is, right at the table just outside there is a quest that you can go ahead and grab that will give you an option of picking a category of quest that you can go ahead and do. I picked the dungeon and I did that. Now it's important to know that a lot of these rewards right now only give you like 571 gear, which is the same gear you get from heroic dungeons, but in Season 1 this is going to be upgraded to the next tier. You'll be getting veteran quality gear. There's also another quest in the same area over here, just over here by the stairs. This quest is specifically for a dungeon, but when you get it, the reward is 1,500 reputation or renown with any of the factions of your choosing. Now, every week, there'll be 2 regions in the game in Khazalgar that will have a special assignment quest that will be locked, requiring something like, do world quests to unlock this, like 3 world quests. And once you do those 3 world quests, you will then unlock access to doing this quest. We'll reward you with the epic cash, which by next week, or during Season 1, will be veteran gear, which will be the nicer stuff, the better quality things. So make sure you check out the map for all 4 regions to see where these 2 special assignment quests are located during that week. Every week, you'll be given the option of doing some weekly quests in all 4 of the regions specific to their little major towns or things. I'll be starting here with the Ringing Deeps. There will be a special little mini game thing that you can go ahead and do here, but before you do that, there is a daily quest located at this building right over here from nobles, right? So go ahead and pick this up. It's going to require you to do 20 waves within the Awakening the Machine. So instead of having to do the quest twice, rather pick up this quest first. Also, the NPC right next to him is a wax contribution that it gives you basically a reward that you can spend at the store over there. Just requires you to collect wax throughout the entire map. The way you collect this wax is by finding these purple outlined rocks. Sometimes they'll give you the loot immediately. Other times they'll spawn different types of NPCs or little mini games that change depending on where you are. You can find these all across the entire Khazalgar. So this is how you're going to collect these globs of wax. It is going to take you some time, and that's why it's a weekly thing too. All right, so back to the main city, just outside the room of where Nobles was. We're going to go ahead and go just over here where these machines are. You'll see there's a guy, an NPC that you can interact with that has the Awakening the Machine mini game. Now, this will take you to an arena where you basically have to survive waves, or will basically allow the NPC in the middle to survive. You can heal him if he does take damage. Essentially, you're just preventing the robots from getting near him, interrupting the dudes who are shooting lava at him, and killing everything else before it damages him. If he does get damaged, you can heal him. I do recommend setting him as a focus target so you can always keep a track of his HP during this entire time. And for that other quest, you just have to survive all 20 waves. I found it pretty easy. It wasn't really challenging. You just have to, make sure that the stuff don't damage the guy in the middle, and you're good. If you do manage to do all 20 waves, that means you can unlock all 4 of the chests, because every 5 waves you unlock a smaller chest, and then moving on to the bigger chests that are located over here in this region. As for the rewards, well, I'll just show you on the screen here as open all of these chests and see all the goodies. You can also go ahead and hand in the quest for, doing the 20 waves at this NPC to get a chest to open. Moving on to the next area, we have the Hallowfall. Now, Hallowfall has a area here called Spreading the Light. You might notice it because it looks like a world quest, but it just has a ton of different notches to it. And this resets weekly, and these are little areas where you can get little caches from for each little like mini quest that it has to it. So there's a ton of them. Some of them are taking longer than others. I'm not gonna lie, some of them really take a while. But right now, it's a really great way to get a lot of gear really quickly. Like it's if you're not 5-7 1 eye level yet, you will be after doing this. Like you'll at least get like a couple pieces, like 5 to 6 pieces. You can also light up the little mini flames, the ones that take like 3 radiant crystals, and they usually spawn an NPC who has a daily quest that you can do as well, but those things are more for daily. They're not really required for like weekly progress, but just so you know. If you go over and head to Azj-Kahet at the Weaver's Lair, pretty much the main place in the middle, you'll be able to start a weekly quest that's going to lead you into basically forging a pact, and you get to choose who you want to forge this pact with. There are 3 options. You'll meet them down at the bottom over here. The quest will kind of introduce you to like what you should do, you know, who to speak to, and at the end you will get to choose which one to make a pact with. Once you do make your choice for the week, you can go ahead and get a quest that is going to be directly unlocked right after that for you to go ahead and pursue the pacts and, you know, follow along with Azj-Kahet's kind of like, I guess, daily or weekly traditions that you need to keep up with. So go check that out if you haven't done it yet. And lastly, we have Dornogal with the Theater Troupe, which I'm sure you've seen this before. You can see when it starts based on the time that it says there, and you just have to be there at that time to do the whole thing. If you play Dragonflight, it's like one of those like soup events or those events where you basically just collect with a bunch of people, you select all the quests that are around you, and then you go into this thing and you basically get like objectives like, oh, go break these things, go plant those things, go, you know, strip here, clean this. Bunch of small little tasks that you got to do to earn approval until you basically do like 3 tiers of this, and as you do this, you'll be getting like a green award, a blue one, and then finally an epic one for getting to 6,000 out of 6,000 audience approval. Which if you are doing this at, you know, the beginning of the week, this should be incredibly easy because everybody and their mom and their cousin is doing this. You should know that throughout this week, you'll also be getting restored coffer key rewards, which don't come often. So I still say save them till season 1 at least, right? Because you can use these keys at Bountiful Delves. So they look like this on the map of Bountiful Delve, which basically has a special chest at the end of it. Now, during the season 1, you can go up to tier 11, and this will count to your weekly vault reward. You can get a weekly vault reward for this, and the rewards are pretty good. I mean, for beating tier 8 plus, your vault will give you a eye level 616 piece of gear just for beating a tier 8. That's like the highest gear you can get during, you know, like the season 1 before mythic plus dungeons come out. Delves are definitely something you should look at doing, and using your restored coffer keys on these chests for only the highest tiers that you can push, because those are the ones that are going to give you the higher eye level items. If you do happen to use a restored coffer key, you will get a like World Soul Memory, a Radiant Echo kind of thing, which will start a quest. It will guide you to one on the map. Right now, it's taking me to one in Azj-Kahet. When you do go ahead and you get to it, you'll see you can interact with it, and essentially it's going to take you to an instance where you have 5 minutes to destroy all of the enemies that are, you know, those Radiant Echo types. There's also going to be rares spawning within the area that you can go ahead and hunt down as well. And depending on how good you do and you have your World Soul Memory score at the top, you'll end up getting a bunch of Valor Stones as well as Coffer Key Shards, which if you get 100 of them, you can turn into a Coffer Key itself. I'm unsure if there's a major benefit to doing these, maybe not at this point, but it is something you can at least do once for the achievement. And that is all the weekly endgame content that you can do right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck and have fun, and I'll see you guys in a future video.